Zero special. My usual co-hosts are out and about gallivanting over at PAX U. So we thought we would bring you a special in regards to Convention Zero, and who better to join me than some of the organizers themselves. So without further ado, nobody wants to hear from me, so let me hand it over to them, let them make their introductions, and then we'll get started talking about this absolutely amazing venture. So please, who would like to go first?
I could do it. I could do it.
Why not?
Hi, everybody. I'm Sylvia. I use she, her pronouns. I go by at Shadow Sylvia pretty much if we're relevant on the internet. Yeah, I'm one of the staff for Convention Zero. Do you want me to pick? I'll pick. I'll popcorn it.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Pass it over. Pass it over to somebody else.
Okay, Mia, go.
Hi, I'm Mia, she, her pronouns. You can find me online at EoshaXArt. That's EOTIAX Art. I do things, I play things, and we run this con.
I liked how definitive that we run this con. It's like,
Yeah.
bravo.
I guess that leaves me. I am Melody. Melody has cats on most socials. I can be found on Card. Melody has cats. Card.co. And I do things on occasion, and I also run this con, I guess.
Oh, right, it is absolutely fantastic, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being here this evening while we discuss this. Again, I'm in awe of this sort of venture because I think it is a fantastic thing to do. Because not everybody can make it to PAX U, not everybody can make it to the multiple conventions that we have during the course of the year, and just having somewhere where somebody can have a similar experience, I think it is fantastic. So first of all, I think the first question I need to ask is how did all this come about? How did it all start?
Zoop.
Yeah, that's the short answer.
Zoop.
Yeah, we are familiar with Zoop.
She just had a thought, what if we could bring the convention here, and here being, I think, the internet, or she really wanted to gather everybody's like FOMO of not being at a con, but she
Mhm.
was like, how do I do this? And then like this committee of people just appeared out of nowhere, and we were all like, let's do this somehow.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was really the start.
I was quite taken aback by how well oiled this particular machine was. I've organized a convention. I've organized an online convention previously. So obviously, when Zoop kind of introduced me to Con Zero, and I joined, it made me realize just how shit my effort was
Oh,
in
Oh no.
comparison. It was like, wow, they are actually, yeah, they are a very organized group of people. Where me, it was just like, there you go, there's a table there. So it was, honestly, it has been absolutely phenomenal, and I'm personally honored to have been a part of this. So Zoop kind of puts the idea into the ether, and it all kind of coalesces, because I do believe it started with FOMOCon. That was, am I
yeah.
right in saying that is the first sort of venture? And then obviously from there, this idea of Convention Zero has kind of formed. What sort of challenges have you faced? in putting all this together? Because I imagine there's been quite a few.
Let's see. Do we
Yeah.
have time?
Yeah. I think
We've got time. It's fine.
I think one of the beautiful things for FOMOCon, it literally came together in 3 weeks. It was
Mm.
literally a full realized idea in a 3-week window. I would say week 2 is like when it really started to hit the ground. And so yeah,
Taz was a big part of that.
Taz, Zoop,
Mm.
Melody makes our discords.
Yeah.
And so I think that was definitely the first hurdle, was like, okay, we can do it in 3 weeks, but we shouldn't. Because we also had a lot of feedback that we got for FOMOCon was,
Mm.
hey, if I had more time, if I had more notice, like I would
Yeah.
run more games or more events and stuff like that. So we were like, yeah, totally. I think another thing also, that first time was, um how do we do signups for things? The FOMOCon had many iterations of different Google Docs or Google Sheets or Google Forms,
Mm.
um, for the same thing. I think within like 2 to 3 days, we had like 5 different versions of the sign up stuff. So
And it was a lot of scheduling on the fly and like just frantically updating different documents as like
Mm.
because we had so many. It was like, okay, this has to be updated here in order for this to update here. And it was like, okay, whose responsibility is this going to be? Because we're all already running around, even though we're sitting still. And it was definitely a learning experience.
And so with this, because obviously, if you had those challenges with FOMOCon, have you noticed that some of those challenges with a different approach have been assuaged, or have you kind of encountered new challenges?
Yeah, no, I think with how much we learned from FOMOCon, we were able to kind of really take a step back and like reconvene and say, okay, guys, so it was a big, beautiful thing that we pulled out of our asses in 3 weeks, and it was so fun. Yes,
It
but
was
what
so
can we do
much
to
fun.
make it better?
Hmm.
So we spent a lot of time chatting here and there, like in text. We had some meetings, and really like dug deep into like logistics as far as like, hey, like because of I think also one of the challenges for FOMOCon was not only did it come together so quickly, the turnout of it was just something we weren't anticipating. We were very much like, yeah, it's gonna be our buds, maybe
Maybe
like
like
10 other
50,
people.
50
And then I
people
think there's like
max.
what, like in the old
350?
FOMOCon server. Yeah, yeah, over
350.
300 people in there. So we took great care to make sure that whatever forms or whatever processes that we wanted to implement this time would be um like easy to do, easy to follow, easy to
Yeah.
change on the fly. um and also make sure that we're preserving something of like a work life balance, even though we're all kind of doing this in our free time.
Mm.
For everyone. Because as far as like with the staff, what we one of the beautiful things that came from it was that we're very good at kind of like stepping in when someone needs to step out. So we'll have like this big like group chat where we're like, hey, I have a question, what's this? And then someone will like slide in, or like we say, oh, I need to step out for this thing, and we're like, no, no worries, we got you.
Mm.
So I think that's definitely like a blessing of a thing to have, as far as running something like this, that it definitely made tackling these obstacles much easier this time around. And even now, even as it's still going, there like it's like since yesterday, my mind has been exploding with like, all right, next time we're gonna do it like this, and we're gonna, and same thing for the rest of the staff. So I think really like whatever the problem is, be it a technical one, like scheduling or whatever it is, um, I think it's just each other, not to be sappy with it,
Mm.
but it's each other that gets us through it.
I mean, that is definitely something I've noticed because I've been in a quite a privileged position to kind of see it unfold from an early, like from a relatively early, not 3 weeks early, but a relatively early position, and just kind of seeing the staff and the response that has been had. And not only that, and I'm glad you touched upon it, Mia. We will kind of I'll be asking a few questions a bit later on, but the the thought process of right, what are we learning? What are we kind of, next time, what can we do or how can we make this better? Because I know that there is already that conversation, which is very much active, and it is quite impressive, and it it is something that even established organizations don't always do, and that is something that is very much commendable. I personally work for one of the biggest organizations in the UK, and we don't do that. We don't learn from our mistakes, or we don't learn from our experiences. It is definitely something that holds a lot of promise for the future.
I think it's really because, like, I'm very feedback driven to begin with, but I feel
Mm,
like we are all in the same goal of how can we make this better and how can we, like, I don't know. We really want the feedback, just like any feedback, all feedback. Like,
yeah.
we just want to know, like, people's brains. Like, how did you get here? What did you think? Please
Mm,
tell us everything. We just want
yeah.
to
I
know.
mean, yeah. I mean, I think it. Like personally, I think it's fantastic. Um, I cannot understate just how impressed I am with
Oh,
with seeing how it's all come together. Again, from a relatively outside point of view, just seeing everything and seeing how well yourselves and the other sort of admins and organizers work together it's impressive. It is a fantastic labor of love. So
yes.
you mentioned like the unexpected turnout for FOMO. What has the turnout been this time? Have your expectations been met? Have they been exceeded?
I think personally, we're good.
Mm,
It's not crazy this time.
mm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
there's like enough participation that everybody seems to be
yeah.
having fun.
Mhm.
Everybody's got something to do for the most part. Um, and I'm gonna. You two haven't spoken in a while, so I'm gonna.
You're
Melody.
totally fine. You can take up space.
I,
I think um I I think I knew that this one, like I think in my heart of hearts, I knew that this one would be smaller
Mm,
than the Gen Con one. Um just by like the nature of um like the popularity of the current convention going on, right? Like I just knew a large an increased large number of people going to PAX U versus Gen Con. And so like for me, I was like, okay, this con might be a little bit smaller,
mm,
but it's not that much smaller than FOMOCon, I
mm,
feel like. Because we still have almost 200 people in the Discord. We have over 100 people signed up in Warhorn.
mm,
And so, even if only 50 of those people are active and doing stuff like that, I think that's still kind of on par for FOMOCon.
mm,
No, yeah,
that's still a
I
lot of
would.
people.
That's I would say so. And I knew it would be small as well, but what we currently have, it's bigger than I thought. Like I thought it was
okay.
gonna be like, hey, we're 20 buds hanging out for 3 days straight, and people still showed up, which I think is so fantastic.
Mm,
And I think it also um, with the mention of PAX, our staff for this time around was essentially halved. Um, and so just without that support, like maybe we could have done better outreach or had more
mm,
support or, this and that, etc. So as far as those numbers, it's hard to compare just because we didn't have the whole original team that we did. So for what we were able to pull off, I'm very proud.
100%. And
Yeah.
I think perhaps the time of year as well.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that because
You know, I mean, we're getting close to Christmas.
it's crazy this time of
You
year.
know,
for
even
most.
if we take the public sort of gaming aspect out of it, I know my own games, they're a bit flaky as it were, because people are gearing up for Christmas. People have got plans, they're visiting families and this that, and the other. So I think the time of the year hasn't helped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that all plays into the nature of things, and I think that is part of the feedback conversations that the staff are already having behind the screens too. Is kind of like, okay, well, like how do we manipulate the schedule in a way that is beneficial for everybody, but also not as chaotic as it was at FOMOCon? Like how can we? What is that balance? What does that look like? Does the time of the year, does the con that we're running in junction with at the same time as does that also affect what everything looks like too? So
Yeah. So with all the organizing and all the work that you have all been doing very, very diligently, the question is, have you had a chance to play some games yourselves?
I have I did Friday night actually. Well, it was an impromptu game after a seminar. I was like, "Hey, I need more examples. Let's just play a game." And so we played a game. And that was fun. I don't think I played anything yesterday though. I don't know, but I've been hanging out a lot and it's cool.
That's fair enough.
I was very lucky to have been able to play in one game yesterday, 10 Candles.
Yeah. Yes.
That was super fun.
Mm.
Sylvia, if the answer to this question is no, I'm going to make it happen right after this for you.
So the answer to the question might be no. However, I will say I've never besides like the really, really tiny con that my friends were trying to start like many years ago, I've never been to like a actual IRL convention. What I'm learning through Convention Zero, through FOMOCon, is that I think I might actually enjoy like the panels and the seminars and the conversation hours like a lot more than playing like the game tables. And I think it's also my background too, is like I'm on and I run production and admin for AP communities. So like I have a lot of opportunity to play TTRPGs, indie TTRPGs throughout the year normally. Like I'm fortunate to have that opportunity. And so I think like at this convention, I'm like I want to hear people's ideas and thoughts and tips and tricks on how to do stuff like a lot more. So no, I haven't actually played a game this convention, but I'm okay with that because I've gotten to attend like lots of panels and seminars of just like really cool, talented people in our community, like talking about their experience or talking about something that they're really good at, or even taking time to help educate people about different aspects of the space.
We've got such good programming. It's crazy. Like, I don't understand how we have such bangers, but we do.
Yeah, so I mean, I've not had a chance to really do much or catch up with anything. Do you want to mention any sort of panels that you may have watched or been a part of that you want to kind of shout out? Anything in particular?
I'm suddenly blanking on everything.
I have the master schedule pulled up.
I know, like, here's my schedule. Oh no.
I think I mean, yeah, there are so many. It's really hard to pick like a favorite one. I think too that oh, it's kind of like three that I felt like
Okay.
really almost like honored to be at. One of them was our panel on USB sticks are not backups by Mayla, who talked about how we need to be backing up our digital data, different methods of backing up that digital data, and like it's not USB sticks, it's not CDs, it's not
Mhm.
Google Drive, you know, it's like these we need to be preparing backups so that our actual plays and our content can exist on for like longer periods of time on the internet and won't disappear when like a platform gets taken down or changes their retention policies or stuff like that. Another one was recognizing bias in TTRPGs by TR Grimm. That was so good of like breaking it down of like where do TTRPGs come from and what are the biases of like the materials that started them or influenced things, and then how can we recognize when something is a bias, and then are there steps that we can take to mitigate that bias or like sit with that bias,
Mm.
and maybe think about maybe we need to question things like, oh, there's a land where all the elves live and only the elves, like, is that something that is comfy in our games, or should we work to mitigate that? So yeah,
Yeah.
so those were just two. I could talk about all of them in depth, but Melody, Mia, go.
Oh goodness. Well, so we had yesterday. We were joined by Nara Masked Walker, Abby, enough of Abby, DM Steve, and Rara of The Heart is a Dungeon, on the topic of why diversity is important, even in your home games. So we had a similar panel to that last time at FOMOCon. And of course, like when it comes to diversity and uplifting marginalized voices, that's definitely one of the foundational pillars, I would say, of Con Zero, is that be it accessibility, reaching out to new communities that you haven't before. It was definitely something that we wanted to bring back. And the conversations that they had yesterday were so beautifully handled. Um, like I knew when it came to like casting and reach out, I was like, yeah, these are um figures in the indie scene who do a lot of work as far as having representation on their shows and um, championing diversity. And I guess not that I was expecting like, oh, okay, yeah, that was a fine panel. Like it was beautiful. Like I let them know gratuitously after how grateful we were to have them on. And they also enjoyed themselves. So that's a bonus. But yeah, that one is probably my favorite of the weekend.
Fantastic. Melody.
I haven't watched many panels actually, because like they've been covered by mods already, so I've just been like doing other things that need to be like taken care of or like hosted or whatever. I'm around.
I mean, when I set up, we did it was a Pathfinder driven online convention. It was during COVID. I didn't take part in anything either. It was I was there. I
Seems
was monitoring the
difficult.
Discord. I was being like the tech guy and
Yeah.
making sure the Warhorn was behaving itself, etc., etc. And I wish I'd have got to play because there were some games that are definitely on my to-do list. Mia, you mentioned 10 Candles. That is 100% on there. I've not had the pleasure as of yet, but I do get the position of like organizing something but not being able to kind of pull away because I feel I'd have been distracted had
Yeah,
I been gaming, and yeah, I get that.
like at one point I had to mute not mute the server, but like turn off my dings every time I would get like a notification. Because this whole damn time, I shit you not, I I only turn off notifications for the entire server every once in a while, and I was always letting everybody know, hey, I'm turning it off, because
Yeah.
I get every single notification on purpose, just because like I know like when we added all of the game boards or game green rooms, like bam, 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 and I was about to throw my fucking phone out of a window. And I was still like, I've got to have these notifications on just in case, because I'm weird like that, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I've had notifications on, and I haven't
yeah,
been
that's
doing
true.
nearly as much as any of you. I've just had them on, and just every now and again, so that room's been set up, and
Right?
that's it.
It's
I've
like,
gone
oh,
about my
something
day.
new, something
Okay,
new.
something new. Oh, they're announcing a panel starting. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely get that.
Just a lot of
It's a fear.
little
It's
stuff.
again, it's fear of missing out. It's like, what if I turn them off and I miss something
I
important?
know. Like, I don't want to miss like a
No.
question or like, maybe
Thank you.
somebody has like an idea and they're like, I need to talk about this right now. And I'm like, okay.
Mm,
But, at work, it's a little bit more difficult to.
yeah, yeah. At work, and then I go into work mode. But when I come home, it's like, oh, that's a lot.
Jesus Christ, I've got over 100 notifications. No, I mean, at one point. But
So speaking of because you kind of mentioned work. I mean, I presume that none of you do this full time.
no.
So how have you kind of found the balance to be able to so diligently organize this as well as kind of going around your personal lives?
I have a small idea on how at least I managed it.
Mm,
So this would not have been possible without already having done FOMOCon.
right.
And FOMOCon, I happened to be unemployed at that time.
Mm,
So that's how I was able to make the Discord as like intricate as it was and like dedicate the time was because I wasn't employed. But now I am during this con, but it was so much easier to like
yeah.
reorganize this time
Mm,
around. So having had FOMOCon already in my repertoire.
mm.
But I don't know about the other two. I don't know how they managed it.
Yeah, I think part of the thing that helps, so my time zone is both an advantage and disadvantage, because oftentimes I miss a lot of things that happen earlier in the day, for instance, like an East Coast time. Um,
Mm.
but uh, but that also leaves me up later at night when things quiet down and I can catch up on things.
That's true.
Um,
A lot of technical
um,
things.
a lot of technical things, right? But I think it was also this time I at least tried to approach like building our staff and our mod team a bit more around having people on their own little teams that have like their own little responsibilities, so that hopefully one person wasn't trying to do everything.
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know.
That
I
was
haven't gotten
something
feedback on that.
it was much better this time.
Mm.
I will say that. It was so much better.
Mm.
Yeah, for me, I don't like letting people down. It will put me into such anxiety. No, I'm kidding. Well, no, that is true. No, I thankfully my full-time job is like hybrid. So whenever I work remote, it was very easy to kind of bounce between the two.
Mm.
And moving and I knew ahead of time, like when we were having those first meetings after FOMOCon, like most of the staff did like tell us ahead of time, hey, we are going to PAX if we want to do this again. um
Mm.
so having even just the heads up mentally was good, because then I could be like, okay, so make sure you do little things over time until then, and then like 2 weeks before it's going to be go time.
Mm.
See,
um
I forgot
yeah.
about I forgot about Con Zero. And so like it was like go time. And I was like, oh, all right. I gotta hit the
No,
ground running.
No, because with FOMOCon last time, I unfortunately didn't have because I was actually not at Gen Con, but I was in Indy at the time.
Mm.
And so anything I did was very much like minor like administrative tasks. But I
Yeah.
saw the chaos that it was as everything was going on. And I was like, well, we're not going to do that. We're going to, we're going to try to mitigate these things before they come along. So yeah, I think just having like that good routine, like more time beforehand, taking care of what I can now versus like, okay, this I can delegate, this I can save for later. So
No, it is fantastic. And again, I know I keep mentioning it, I keep coming back to it, but the way, just seeing how everything's kind of coalesced and everything's kind of worked together, and all the effort that yourselves and the rest of the staff have put in, it's impressive. It is. Yeah, my hat goes off to you. I'm not taking it off because I'm slightly balding, but my hypothetical hat is definitely off to you guys because you're doing amazing work.
Oh, thank you.
So the question has to be asked, with all the work that you've put in, and all the effort, and I imagine there's been a certain element of stress. There's been quite a bit of that. Have you enjoyed it so far?
Yeah. I mean, not the stress, but
Nobody enjoys the stress. Nobody enjoys the stress, but
I've enjoyed the con, not the stress, but
yeah. So what are some of the highlights then?
The feedback still, like,
Okay.
I don't know. I like knowing that I've done a good job. And people just having fun, and like just scrolling and seeing the tables full, and like seeing people, like 18 goddamn people in a room together with one person speaking, like that's crazy to me that we did that.
Yeah.
Oh, we put the pieces together and we made it happen, and it's just, that's the fun part, I think, is sitting back and watching it happen.
That's a really good answer. That's a. How about Sylvia and Mia? What can you beat that? Can you?
I don't know about beat that. I think one of my favorite things is just like hopping into like a chat channel and then just like seeing who wanders in, and then like seeing where that conversation takes you. I mean, like I was hanging out in the comm room, which is designed to like not have mics, and normally like I think it's usually me in the comm room. Like I'll usually like screen share some like lo-fi music, right? And but even like that text chat, like, I'm like sitting there just like text chatting with somebody on the side in this voice channel, even though it's the comm room, but we're still like having this nice little conversation on is pancakes versus waffles versus French toast. And then,
Waffles, hands down.
yeah, and then you jump into like our general hall voice chat, and we're talking about like fantasy culture and races. Like, it's like just fascinating the people that you just like just happen to talk to that you don't normally like interact with like ever, or in I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, my answer is going to be the same as well. It's always going to be about community. I still see myself as new in the space, but technically I've been in it for like a year, and so I know the highs and lows of like, hey, being a newbie, like there's this space that I do want to enter, but I don't know how, or I don't know how to make friends, or I don't know where to go. So to see that we can create this additional space with Con Zero for folks like with different backgrounds and different TTRPGs or different like roles that they have like in the industry, be it like, oh, I'm a game designer, I'm just a player, oh, I run a whole show. That has been the coolest thing to me, is to is just to stroll up in a voice chat or a text channel and meet someone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been following you on Blue Sky for however long, and we're just chatting. But it feels so natural. And what's so lovely about it to me, is that, so I once was having this conversation with an IRL friend, and I was kind of explaining, like, yeah, it's this cool thing we're doing online. It's all free, etc. And they kind of made a comment where they were like, yeah, but it's never gonna like replace like the in-person cons, right? And to that, it's like, no, of course not. Like no, that's a different medium, different space, right? And the point is not to like replace any con, be it in person, another online con, or anything like that. We're not even trying to be like the end all be all of online TTRPG cons, right? It's the point to create more space for community to thrive. That is all that it is. So
I think to the design of the Discord itself, like that was one of my main things, was like, how can I get the most people talking to the most people? That was just huge for me, that I wanted all sorts of spaces for just like the most random of conversations. And yeah.
I think Mia, you brought up an interesting point of the online versus IRL sort of thing, which doesn't only apply to cons, but I've been hearing that argument ever since I became a Pathfinder agent and I was running online games during COVID. You always hear, yeah, but it's not going to replace. Nobody's trying to replace anything. You know, we're giving people options. We're giving people another avenue to be able to experience this fantastic phenomenon that we all kind of share. That if we were to just stick to the IRL space, then we wouldn't have met. I wouldn't have met some of the fantastic people that have taken part in this. I mean, some of the names that started appearing in that Discord, and everybody with their own skills, with all of a sudden Dungeon Maestro comes in and goes, here you go, here's some music for you. And it was Dungeon Maestro does our he's let us use some of his music for our own theme tune. But to see them working alongside other amazing artists and amazing sort of people in this fantastic space, it's not a case
of Thirsty Sword Lesbians in the Discord. Like, what the fuck? Sorry, I'm still geeking out about that.
But it is amazing, and it is just a testament to this community and the fantastic work that you all have done.
Also, that was a pretty kitty.
Oh, thanks.
That was a very
he was causing trouble, so I had to
redirect.
Redirect him.
Yeah.
It got a bit of screen time, so
a little bit of screen time. I think another thing about like the not replacing in-person conventions is it's also a benefit for us, though, because we are not here to make money. We are not here for like sponsorships. We are not here to like represent organizations or stuff like that. Like, we are here for the community. That also means that we can do things that maybe you wouldn't, that in-person conventions might struggle to have the quote unquote permission to do, because they have to be aware of sponsorships or getting paid or stuff like that. And we're like, hey, like, we are willing to host these panels and these discussions and feature people or games or systems. Like, we don't have like a horse in this race here. Like, we are just here to be here. We're here to create a community and experience that hopefully people find accessible and enjoyable.
I think that there was I was kind of witness to that in some of the conversations that have been going on with the mods, from people who are taking part, and when they've kind of gone, okay, so we've got these things on the guidelines, but the game I'm running will kind of intrude. but you have had the ability to kind of be a bit more flexible in that sense, in certain things in the guidelines where you can kind of go, all right, as long as the players are aware that that's what they're getting into, as long as the appropriate safety tools are being used, then we don't see a reason why we have to outright ban certain topics and certain subjects. Whereas if you're in a con who are there to make money or are there to kind of gain all this like sponsorships, they have to be a lot more careful, understandably so. This is not a criticism against those sort of events, but it is a testament to this actually being a labor of love than an enterprise, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It did in my head.
It
but
does.
A lot of things do make sense in my head, but otherwise.
No,
So,
I think that
oh,
made
please.
perfect sense.
Thank you. Thank you. Every now and again, I do make sense. So before we kind of start wrapping up, I think the question is, what is next?
What is next?
So,
Do
I
we
mean,
have-
Mia was there in person when Zoop dropped a spicy little tidbit on a different talk show. Well, I can repeat it if you want, Mia, or you can repeat it.
Yeah. So at least before, because we were really focused on like Con Zero. I should have also mentioned as well, like we were rebranding from FOMOCon, so there was a lot of additional work that went into that. So we didn't really talk about like, okay, yeah, like is it just during Gen Con? Is it just during PAX? Like what is it? And we had mentioned briefly before that like, hey, we can do it any time of the year, so that way anyone can come, and that way we're not barring like even the folks who do go to the in-person cons, right? They can come. And we were so graciously hosted by Roll D5 recently. Me and Zoop hopped on with Aetherius and Keon, and Zoop was like, yeah, we're gonna do it in February.
I thought we picked a different month myself.
No,
but-
yeah. So that's what happened live in front of everybody. And I had a bit of a reaction to it because I was like, hold on, we still have this one to work on. But no, so yes, we are definitely in talks right now. As far as for preparing for it when the next one will be. No promises, nothing like that. Nothing is set in stone, but we have been thinking like February, March time.
Hopefully before June.
Yes, before. Yeah.
That is fantastic. It's fantastic news. It's great to hear because, if it's anything like this has been, I think it's going to be another fantastically successful endeavor.
Oh.
Before we do actually wrap up, is there anything in specific you want to shout out? Any notable mentions for the con or anything like that?
Our graphic artists.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of the stuff that we're pushing out, especially for Con Zero, even when we have like a smaller staff, the thing is that we have people behind the scenes that aren't necessarily present at the con itself that are like putting out great work, like Amon, Jonas, what's Jonas's begins with the T. Thank you. Tintin's there. So Jonas and Mia have both been doing all three of them have been like putting out really awesome like art and art aspects and things that we can use put on different graphics, make schedules. Dungeon Maestro Aiden made us a really awesome theme song that now we have to use on different things and in different ways. Taz, who actually attended PAXU along with Zoop. Taz was our main brain in scheduling. Taz looked at all of our
She's a monster.
submissions. Yeah, the submissions from the Google form and then scheduled everything probably within 45 minutes. Like I was blown away by how fast Taz worked on that. And was like, okay, I'm done. I have to get ready for PAX, bye. Yeah. So yeah. And that, and Juan yourself, you also helped out, helped us prepare the Warhorn site, and it was, beautiful. So
It's
No,
very
I
helpful.
was happy. I was happy to help, and and I'll be happy to help in any way I can on the next one.
We appreciate you.
No,
No,
I appreciate
seriously,
you. I
we
appreciate you
appreciate
all.
you.
No, I appreciate you all, and I think once again, I'm going to say it again. This is a fantastic labor of love. That I'm taken aback by just how much dedication and professionalism that has gone into this, and I look forward to the next one. But I think that's pretty much all the questions I had. That's everything that I had to kind of ask. If there's anything you want to add, if not, we can start doing the outro where feel free to plug anything and everything you would like to plug. Please use this platform for yourselves.
we should go in reverse order. So Melody, you have to go first.
Oh no.
I think that's fair.
Fine. So I am. Oh no, Ginny might not be able to start her Jackbox games. Hold on. She'll figure it out. It'll be fine. So I have one thing coming up. I'm Melody. I have cats. Melody has cats on most socials. I'm usually found on the Game Master Monday Discord stuff generally, but I'm around elsewhere. I will actually be in a show with Queer XP coming up. I don't know when it's released. We haven't shot it yet, but December. So hopefully beginning of the new year. And I'm gonna stop talking and respond to Jenny.
Admin's doing admin things.
Admin's doing con things. Hi, hello. I've been Mia, she, her pronouns. You can find me on the interwebs, Eosha X Art. That's EOTIAX Art. I'm taking a bit of a break until the new year, but I will be on the Tipsy Tiger for Glitter Hearts on December 5th. You can catch that 7:30 p.m. ET. Yeah, watch me be a magical girl. And then next year, you might see me on Game Master Monday for a thing. Yeah.
And that leaves me. Hi, I'm Sylvia. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me ever relevant at Shadow Sylvia. I'm an admin producer with Roll D5, where we specialize playing indie TTRPGs. We have a very special thing happening. We have a few games for December, but we also have a very special thing happening in January, so tune in for that. Along with January, I'm also a producer with Game Master Monday's Shadowy Productions, the game show, TTRPG show. We have a new season of Castaway coming out in January, which is our Survivor, if you know the Survivor TV show, it's that, but TTRPG form. We raise money for charities during our games. So that's a new season coming out there. And then anything else that happens between now and then, just follow me on the socials and you'll know what I know.
Well, I just want to say a big thank you to the three of you for joining me this evening. It has been absolutely wonderful getting to know you and getting to know more about Con Zero, and looking forward to what is down the line, because it's going to be fantastic. And for everyone that has actually tuned in, you can catch us every Sunday. We're normally a bit earlier. And, feel free to come and join us. We talk about TTRPGs, and we don't take things too seriously. We have a bit of a laugh while we do it. Next week, we will have our co-hosts Misfit and Zoop back, who I'm sure will be telling us all about PAX U. All right. I just want to say thank you to the Dungeon Maestro for allowing us the use of our theme tune, all that jazz. Go check out their stuff. It is fantastic work. I also want to thank everyone who's kind of joined us live, and I want to thank everyone who listens to this in podcast form. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to listen to us waffle on about tabletop role-playing games. Thank you very much, and good night.